Hello there, my name is Alexander Rosso, and this is my first episode of a new series I'm making. Um, when I first told people I was going to make a YouTube channel, uh, predominantly around Ark, they sort of had a few questions about the game, and when I mentioned that there was taming in the game, a few people asked, well, what sort of dinosaurs can you tame? And it made me think, you know what, actually I'm going to make a series where I'm going to tame every single creature and show you how to tame it, starting from A, going right through to Z. Um, I say Z, there is actually no creature, the letter Z in it, beginning with Z, um, yet. But, that being said, I'm going to get started with the first one in the alphabet, which is going to be the achatina, or snail. It's a relatively easy tame. It's one of your standard knockouts. So you knock it out and you feed it, but the food it eats is a little bit different. It eats sweet vegetable cake. It doesn't eat anything else, even after it's tamed. So only tame this tame if you've got the facilities to make more sweet vegetable cake. So, pardon me. We're going to get started on this tame. Now, I'm here with my Argentavis and a full ghillie suit because I'm taming. But the Argentavis is here because the snail, most of the time, will spawn in the swamp. You do get a few around the redwoods area, but predominantly they're in the swamp. I actually think I see one right there. I do. Nice. Like straight away, we got ourselves a snail. Now I'm on the Argentavis, so I can pick it up and carry it out of this area because the swamp is a very dangerous area. So here we go. Grab this little guy. Thank you. What level are you? 42. I seem to find quite low levels on my single player file at the moment. I think it's because I just started it. I may have to go into the settings to increase it. But for the sake of the video, a low level is fine. So now I've got my snail, I'm going to carry it to a safe place back where I was. As I said before, there was a whole bunch of nasties down there. I really don't want my tame getting killed, or worse, me. So we're going to bring it up here. So things you're going to need a dart gun, tranquilizer darts, sweet vegetable cake, and some narcotics. You're going to need narcotics because the snail's torpor actually drains quite quickly. You do not need a trap, even though we're taking him in out here in the open. This area is a safe area. There's nothing around it other than pastures and pigs. And is a snail. This thing's flipping slow. There you go, shot. Oh no, he's running away. No, he's not. He's knocked out. So yeah, so a level 42, sort of mid-range level, I guess. Knocked out in one dart, so there's not exactly much to it. Once he's knocked out, you want to grab your sweet vegetable cake and put it in this inventory, as well as your narcotics. So as soon as his torpor gets a bit low, I'll force feed him a narcotic. Now they take a little while to take their first bite, but the sweet vegetable cake will tame him quite quickly. Level 42, I'm going to take a guess at 2 sweet vegetable cakes he's going to need to take a bite out of to tame. Just realised my name is still Poohface from my last video. Right. That being said, let's have a look at this tame. I think they're kind of cool looking, the way they've actually sort of done the snail. They've gone for like this sort of spiraled, spiky shell look, which is cool, rather than sort of like your helix look. Oh, this one's purple, which actually is unusual. It's got quite a nice sort of colour to it. Sadly, you can't breed these, so you're not going to get any muted colours unless you're playing with the events on, or the admin sort of change the settings so you find them wild with weird colours, or if the admin of your server actually paints dinos. So yeah, so what you see is what you get. So you're not going to be able to breed for super snails. Not that I could see any reason you would want them, to be honest. The snail is only really there to make cement paste. He doesn't really do anything else that I'm aware of. I mean, he does make a small Pardon me again, it's quite late. A small amount of organic polymer, but not really enough that I would say, hey, get a load of snails, get yourself an organic polymer farm. They're not really that good for that. If I was to make an organic polymer farm, yeah, there you go, 2 bites is going to do it. I would actually use penguins. I have done that in the past on a server where the breeding was so stupid high that I literally just bred a ton of these penguins and just killed them off every time I needed some polymer, rather than making it with obsidian. But yeah, so the organic polymer rate on these isn't great. I haven't successfully done it because I've never found a big issue with cement paste, but I have heard of some people like really doing quite well out of the snails. Not too sure exactly the how. They may have been taking advantage of the S Plus mod some way. Or maybe one of the item gatherers or something was able to sort of like, you know, constantly pick up the achatina paste. So over time he ended up with a large stack of it. I'm not too sure. As I said, I've never really had an issue with cement paste, especially on Ragnarok. I mean, there's like a million places where there's beaver dams, and I just hit those beaver dams for cement paste rather than using the snails. After all, they only eat sweet vegetable cake, so that means like you've got to have a greenhouse, you've got to have access to honey. I'm actually going to give this guy some narcotics, just in case. Yeah, you've got to have access to a lot of materials to just make the sweet vegetable cake itself, and I'll be honest with you, I can't be bothered with that just myself. You may be different. You may really like the snail, so you may want it. I have tamed them in the past, more for giggles than anything. Can't say it's a tame I often tame. They are quite fun to pick up and throw around. They make that weird sound, like a little slime trail. That's kind of funny. But yeah, so I can't say there is much of a use for him at the moment. There we go, he's tamed. So we got our snail now. So I say you can pick them up, and you can throw them, and they leave a little slime trail. But also, when you access their inventory, you may find here over time a collection of achatina paste. Also, quite often when you pick them up, you'll find some achatina paste on the floor once they've been there for a while. So, that was my first episode where we tamed ourselves a snail. And in the next one, it is going to be the Allosaurus. I actually really like the Allosaurus. I find him kind of a cool tame. I wish they would do a little bit more with him, but yeah, no, I'm gonna look forward to taming that one. I will need a trap for that one, but till then, goodbye.